The ethical dilemma I chose is sensationalism, which is when an article or media or news focuses on making the thing more interesting and eye-popping and catching, so like an attention grabber than the actual news. The first article I have is from Newsweek, which is about how Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez hid in a bathroom during the Capitol riot and thought she was going to die, and it makes it all dramatic and it focuses on this, but then it finds out they had to issue a correction, which my second article by BPR or BizPack Review goes in, and it also is a sensational article where it's just like AOC's nearly murdered claimed during Capitol riot crumbles as GOP rep slams Newsweek for sensationalism. The two are in conflict with each other, and the whole issue arises about the truthfulness of the politician, the news sources, where they're getting their information wrong, and they're focusing on getting these brief bursts of energy and these very politicized issues, and it creates like a very stark political divide because someone's that reads Newsweek is going to see that article and they're not going to see the correction stuff, and they're like, oh my God, that's terrible. And they'll form their political views. And then you have, when you go to BizPack, you'll have the Republicans read that and they're like, yeah, Ocasio, she's just a liar and whatnot. And then for my third article to show that sensationalism isn't always bad, I have an article from Saloon about garum, which is this funky and fishy condiment that rose and fell with the Roman Empire, where it's basically just sort of like a fun, quirky article, which you normally wouldn't like. Okay, you read an article where the title's like garum, item from or a condiment from the Roman Empire, and that's not interesting. But when they're like, oh, it's funky and fishy, you're like, oh, that's interesting, and then you read and you'll find a fun fact. So it can be useful, but it can also be harmful in the case of like politics. So it needs to be carefully thought out.